Hello guys and welcome to episode 23 of my Ymir multiplayer series. So guys, it's been a wild one. It's been 48 hours since my last video, but I've been playing quite a lot in between. I've just been pretty tired and just wasn't feeling up for recording, and because nothing incredibly major had happened, I didn't feel it, nothing notable. It was just me playing lots of little bits, so it would have been lots of split up recording anyway. But saying that, all those lots of little bits have added up to be one giant change. So let's go over some of the things I think are pretty notable. Let's just get straight into it with shovels. So I saw on the market shovels were starting to come out. I think I may even cover them last episode. Around 42 coins, 44, and they're now dropping to about 40 coins. As you can see, there isn't actually any available right now. Then I noticed 28 priced bronze, and even though that was incredibly expensive, and I blew 1,260 coins on it in one go. But it's like, yeah, why not just produce my own shovels? Because I staked buy them for 30 coins, so that's 10 cheaper than the 10 cheaper than what they're selling for on the market. But the downsides are for that, I actually have to have a worker committed to working it. I can't just, buy it and get it straight away. And the other downsides are that actually, I did all the calculations on Excel. I'm such a nerd, and I actually make more of a loss buying the bronze in for 28 coins and then making my own shovels than I do for just buying them in at 40 coins. So next time I see them at 40 coins, I will get them. But I don't think my decision was too bad because I've got so much cash. I'm just absolutely minted, guys. Look at this. I don't know what I'm doing so well, but I'm doing so well. 300 coins coming in, and that is, with the palace building. Oh, that was where I ended last episode, wasn't it? I ended with the palace fiasco. So I'll get into that in a second. So shovels. I'm now producing 6 shovels per tick, which is 7.2 bronze. And then I've also built 2 new smelters. So I'm making some tin because I also brought in 100 tin ore for 8 coins each, which I actually didn't think were too bad. Seeming the tin is worth 6 coins, I didn't think that was too bad. But what I've discovered, again, I still think that was a good price, 8 coins to be honest with you. But what I've discovered is that the wholesale price is also what you sell to, that is devastating news to me, guys. Absolutely devastating. So what that means is, let's say I buy in apples. This is another thing we can cover. I also spent one of my sip points on apples because apples are a pleasure food now, as it says here, pleasure food. So they give you 4 life quality. No, 5 life quality, isn't it? No, 4 life quality. 4 life quality. The max thing, pleasure foods. Give you 4 life quality, and there was some just selling on the market. And you see, I'm still getting sales in, so it definitely is worth it. And there's some new guy who's now actually selling it. But I can sell 3 and make 14 coins per apple. The problem is though, now that I've realised, is actually you sell to your merchants at 12.1, and it makes perfect sense. I've read this a million times as wholesale price, and I never fully understood what that bottom bit said. Note that state-owned resources and storage are also resold at the wholesale price. So I sort of was like, does that mean that they're reselling? But when I did my little calculations, it didn't seem like that was the case. But no, it is. And it makes perfect sense, because that wholesale price represents 25% off the normal price to account for the merchant's share of 25%. So if you're selling to the merchants at 16, then the price would be even higher because then they'd have to add their share on. So whatever you import in, you sell to the merchants at this price, and then they add their share on, which is obviously their income, and then that's what they sell to consumers. So that is actually a little bit sad that on a lot of my things I've been like, yes, I'm getting that in cheaper because I actually buy in for more. No, you actually do sell it to the wholesale price, but still making huge profits. So yeah, not too bad. But yeah, that's the apples. So I put sip point in apples. So now in both my cities, Rocktown and Castell, I'm selling apples. I've actually got another sip point come in. So I've also got carrots. That's another one. So I've got carrots and apples are 2 new ones that I've got. Because apples are just one I'm sort of supplying tightening the supply on it so I get more supply. But because apples is a pleasure food, only the oligarchs can afford it anyway. And then carrots I'm selling a little bit more at 8, but still getting 6 coins per carrot. And when I'm buying them in at 3.5, making still some nice money. Got some more leather clothes maker there, just one more, because I'm having to import in the leather and I don't want to go over my limit. But saying that, there's a lot of leather, so do you know what? I'm gonna get one more leather clothes worker. Get them on high. Actually, guys, look at this. Maybe again, it's so volatile, the market. It's a little bit more balanced out now, but look at the amount of sales I'm getting, and these are all in 24 hours. Well, up to this point here, from this on, it's all in the last 24 hours. Huge profits. And again, it's not just about the profits. Remember, these guys are getting paid really good salaries, so that is then pushing up prices, meaning I'm selling for more. And the wealth they produce is just ridiculous. 40 wealth for every tannery. To be honest with you, the tanneries was what has caused my wealth to be so high. So yeah, brilliant industry. And that is because I do have 5 civ points in it, but still absolutely incredible stuff. So I want to sell as much as that's possible, because even if I make very low profits, as long as I'm breaking even, to be honest with you, the wealth they produce is really helping my score. And my oligarchs are going to another point. Look, 8 oligarchs at 60 wealth. So that is another thing I talk about. There's a lot of change in these 48 hours. So that's the tannery. We're making great profits there. My other export, meat. Again, the market is so volatile. Before, if we scroll back a little bit, you see I'm starting to make losses. 1 coin, -1 coin, 0 coins. So very poor. And then now, much more profits. Again, still only very marginal, like 3 coins there on a 5 sale, but on a 10 sale here, 7 coins, not too bad. So, I'm seeing meat is just an excess product for my leather industry, because remember, I'm not butchering all of these to get the meat, I'm butchering all of these to get the leather. So meat is technically just an excess that is just on the side, so it allows me to supply my population and sell. But look how much I'm producing, guys, 70 meat per tick. And you may look down here and go, what the hell are you doing? You've got 32 supplied and 15 demanded. What are you, stupid? No, I'd like to think I'm not stupid. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is because price is obviously a key factor, and when you sell, that is pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to be a business expert to know that. But you see here this supply and demand, -55%, -2.8. What I'm doing there is driving down my own price, because remember, this is what my people pay, by massively oversupplying the market. What now that means is my wholesale price has gone from about 4 coins. Well, no, my price was 4 coins, the wholesale price was about 3.5 coins, and I've driven that down to 1.7 coins, which is cheap enough that I can now start selling at 2 coins, 2.4 coins, and make a profit. That obviously is very costly because, well, I'm shoving in an extra, what would that be, like an extra 17 meat. So technically, I could make 50 meat excess to sell. But if I'm making 50 meat excess, right, guys, and I'm having to price my meat at, let's say, 3.6 coins to make a 0.1 coin profit, no one's going to buy my meat, are they? Because no one's going to pay 3.7 coins for it. So even though, yes, I'm losing 17 excess meat, now I'm actually selling meat, so I'm making more profits than I would have. So sometimes you have to take that hit. You have to go, well, yes, I need to oversupply my market massively to get that number low enough so I can sell, but that is actually meaning I'm making a profit now. I'm doing the same with leather clothes, actually. You can see here, leather clothes, 14 demand, but actually I'm now supplying 23 to drive down that price. You can see here, actually, it hasn't driven down the price much as I thought it was. It's only dropped it down by 0.3 per unit. That's still critical because if we look back here, they're selling for 2.5. I'm only selling for 2.7, so that 0.3 coins would mean that actually I'd make a loss at 2.7, and you can see, actually a lot of them are at 3, but there is quite a lot still at 2.7, so I'd have to lose out on a lot of sales. So again, it's that point of, what do I prefer? Do I want more units, but have to sell them at a higher price? Or do I want to actually oversupply units, lose the units, but then actually be able to sell them at a lower price, which means I can get some profit? It's just about analysing the market. I know by looking at the leather market here, the leather clothes market, I cannot sell at a price any higher than what I'm currently selling, or I'd lose massive sales. I could sell at 4 coins, but then I'm literally only going to get wolf. And remember what I've said, the buyer gets the priority on the orders here. So if he's selling at 4 coins, there's an order here for 2.5, he'd get the 2.5. So I think oversupplying is worth it, and it clearly is. I'm making good profits. So it's about sometimes analysing your market and think, actually, yes, I am going to oversupply my own merchants to get a lower price so I can make some profit. So that is the meat and leather clothes. That's a bit of an explanation of how I'm doing that. Just follow up with that. I'm also making sure my clothes, because remember what I've said, if you have 2 items that are supplying the same need, so in this case cloves and leather cloves both supply for clothing, it drives down the need for the other. So by fully supplying cloves, not only do I make good profits, but I also then make my demand for leather cloves go down, which means I don't need to supply any more leather cloves, yet my price drops. So that's another thing to think about. So for example, let's say you wanted to buy, I don't know, or let's say you wanted to sell lettuce. I know my agricultural levies mean that I already make a better profit than what it's saying here, but if I was to then fully supply carrots, the demand for lettuce goes down, so I can get a lower price for it. That's all that spoke about. There's still so much more to speak about, guys. Absolutely tons. So let's go into the policy side, because this is... No, let's not go to the policy side first. Let's look at what I've done in my town. So, firstly, I brought my tribal council back. So I have enabled tribal council, because my conflict is out of control, because I've had to add a couple new policies, which massively boost my conflict, and because my town's growing so much anyway, conflict is through the roof. So I needed it 76, going up to 76, and that is with the tribal council. So I definitely need the tribal council back. But yeah, they're good. What else? Beer is stabilizing a little bit. We are managing to get beer back in. So I actually lost beer a few days ago. And actually, the beer, funnily enough, my population is a bunch of alcoholics, because beer was making me about 80 to 100 coins in trading balance. So absolutely crazy stuff. So to get the beer back has been massive. You can still see there's massive demand for it. Looking at all of that, I've also got some warehouses because I was actually running out of space. I answered my own question. I'm not sure if any of you remember from episodes ago, ages ago. I was saying about how if you look at these, there isn't any stored wealth, even though what's here, but some of them does actually add up to +0. It'll add to like +1 or something. It's because you need to have it in an actual warehouse. So you can see now I'm getting +26 added to my total wealth of this territory. So it's not anything crazy, but it is nice that you get a little bit of extra wealth to your territory, which gives you a little bit more score, and it will mean your people are more rich because the monetary unit value goes up. So again, my monetary unit value has gone from about 1.3 to 0.98, and I'll go into that now because firstly that's because I've got, like, look at the bronze, 123 to 16. So the MUV there is huge hit. But I don't care about MUV anymore. And that is because some changes I've made. So I've again been listening to feedback, and I got the council tech. So let's actually have a look what I got. I got council, what weight learn, it's that was before bronze working, yep. Got sledge, doesn't do anything for now. Guards, I got guards. So I can start building towers, but I'm not building it just yet. Pack animals, doesn't do anything now. And then knives. So knives means I can raid my butchers. And actually, I've got 2 shovels now that I've just been making. So why not do that? Oh, actually, no, I am. 50% of efficiency is saying. No, I'm not going to do it just yet because I actually need shovels for other stuff as well. But I've been using my council tech. The council's one we actually got a while ago. We definitely had it last episode because that's when we built our palace, isn't it? So let's speak about that. So the palace, the situation was critical. What I found out was, and I think I covered this in the last episode, but you can't actually have more than one town. Or if you can, I think the highest thing you can build, you can only have one of. So what I mean by that is currently the best status we can build is a town. So you can't have more than one town, but you could have multiple villages, I assume. If we then get the next one up, which I actually haven't seen, because remember these statuses are still kind of new, they're about 2 years old. But the last time I played Ymir was 2 years ago, so these are still new to me. And I actually haven't gone above a town, ever. I think the next one is city. Not think, I know the next one is city. So what I mean by that then is, city, you can only have one city, but you could have then everything else be a town, is what I believe. So because we have town as our max, we can't get another town. So my whole thing was to make Rocktown the capital, make that a town with a palace and all of that, and then keep Castell as a town, but then just not make it the capital. No, that is why then when we moved the capital, this got demoted to a hamlet because it couldn't stay as a town, so the game just demoted it instantly to a hamlet. And because it wasn't a town, the amount of admin loss I was getting, the waste was just 100%. And so it was critical. There was literally nothing I could do. If I would have left it for a couple ticks, I genuinely would have run out of money, minus 300 coins, as I think you saw on the video. So I had to delete the palace in Rocktown. I had to build it here, and Castell is going to have to remain as the capital, and it might have to remain as the capital forever, or until we unlock cities, and maybe I can trial it again by making Castle a city. And then if I then see that, what would it be? Rocktown can then be a town, I then know that my theory is correct. If Rocktown stays as just a village, I know that that means you can't actually have multiple towns. So we'll have to wait. But at the moment, it's not doing anything crazy. So that is why I've managed to resolve my situation. So Rocktown is just growing for the moment. It's not a capital, but it's absolutely fine as a village. What else was there to talk about? There is my situation with the oligarchs. That was it. And the policies. So go to social. I've got paid researchers. So that's just a nice simple one. Instead of having your researchers mean that your jobs work less, which is a huge hit for officials, because officials, you know, make all your state power, they make all your admin. So if you have your officials working, your economy basically collapses for like a few hours or however long the tech lasts. So it actually means if the tech's longer than like a day, you might cripple yourself. So paid researchers basically just means that instead of having the workers lose their work, you just pay their salary. So it's actually a really nice one for stuff like officials, or if you've got a key industry. So yes, it's a good one. Economy. I have decreased forced labour from 25% to 10%. That is a huge hit. And look, I'm still making 300 coins. In fact, and again, I know this isn't fair because my population in Rocktown has gone up. So I technically would make more money from the forced labour. But I'm making 300 coins compared to with forced labour, I made 240 coins. So I'm making more with the lower forced labour than I was with it. And do you know what? I'm going to decrease my forced labour from 10% to 5%, guys. I'm going to do that right now. In fact, if I desperately wanted to... Oh, you can't go lower than 10%, can you? I'm tempted, honestly, guys, to get rid of my forced labour. It would save me 5 state power, and it would save me 5% conflict. And then obviously I then get 10% efficiency on my buildings. And looking at it here, I own 160 forced labour. It would decrease me to 140 coins. Then I might, I think I'll leave it at 10% for now then. I think I'll get a little bit more money stockpiled, a little bit more, I will get Rocktown a bit bigger so it actually has more exports, and then I can decrease it. But what I've done with the decrease in forced labour is, well, I just tested it, because I saw one of the guys on my Discord, so shout out to actually, he's first place, the leader of Carrier, he's was helping me with like just the understanding of it, because I've always been very high forced labour until you get tax collection. My thought was, well, forced labour is your main income. Actually, no. Now that I've changed up my playstyle and gone into imports, just massive imports on all the consumptions, my main income, and also with agriculture levies is huge, but my main income is trade balance. Look at that, 300 coins, it's double our forced labour. So I'm becoming less reliant on forced labour. And forced labour also, I already knew this, but I couldn't get my head around how you make money otherwise, and it's through the imports. But forced labour obviously damages your economy because you produce less wealth and less goods. Because if you produce 10% less goods, you're getting 10% less wealth, so your wealth is going down, so your score goes down, and so your bribes are worth less. And then you also get 10% less goods, because let's say, for example, you're making shovels, I'd get 10% less shovels. So I'd only get 5.4 shovels or whatever. So the going down in forced labour actually has benefited me because I produce more leather clothes now, way more leather clothes. So producing way more leather clothes means I can sell more. I produce more foodstuffs because all my farms produce more, so my food production has gone up massively. I have then also found that the increase in wealth means that, again, going to my next point, but my oligarchs who are now no longer being bribed, so you see zero money income, I've switched to privileges. So the extra wealth means they get more share of the territory's wealth, so they're richer. So it actually plays into that as well. Let's talk about that, because that is another huge thing. We go to power. This is one of the techs you get from council. We go to council. You can see here you get aristocracy. You get the paid researchers one, and then the other one that I want to talk about is for the elites, but that's one I won't go into just yet. So aristocracy, I first looked at that and I said, this is terrible. It costs 10 state power it costs 20 coins. 20 coins is pretty marginal, but still. And look, you get 20% conflict. Yeah, you get a bit of oligarchy support, but you get 5 regional oligarchs. That means 10 more oligarchs, 5 in your capital and 5 in my other city. This is absolutely awful. Where would you go for this? Oh, the helpful friend in the Discord, he said it's brilliant because actually the 25% privileges, yes, remember, privileges cost you loyalty. So, loyalty. Privileges, I'm getting 37 because I'm also no longer paying for my officials, but I'm bribing them. So, not bribing them, giving them privileges. So I'm getting now 37 penalty to the loyalty because of privileges. But look at my legitimacy. Because I'm giving the oligarchs so much wealth, 25%, even though we have 8, because again, I reduced forced labour, so our territory produces 10 or 15% actually, because I went down by 15. So 15% more wealth. My wealth shot up. That means my oligarchs, still the same 25%, get even more wealth. So now they've got 55 wealth each. They are hugely rich. 70 legitimacy. So that is a massive increase to our loyalty. So actually, the loyalty increase, because we were about, I think about 40, 45 loyalty before. So we've now gone up by about 35, 35, sorry, loyalty from our oligarchs. But also, the oligarchs drive up the price. I was a bit against this at first because I thought it would massively affect my prices. And yes, it has, like my export prices, I mean, sorry. So of meat and leather clothes. But actually, then you just offset that by oversupplying. And because you've reduced forced labour, all your businesses produce way more. So let's actually just get some more leather clothes. All your businesses produce way more. So, they're in as well, so I have a little bit of stock. All your businesses produce way more. So the loss that you're having to incur by oversupplying, you sort of get back by the forced labour increase. And then all your other goods that you're importing, the price massively goes up because your oligarchs are so much richer, and there's more of them as well. So not only are they richer, there's more of them. So it's an even bigger push on your prices. So that is why I'm making so much more on trade balance, because my prices in all my territories have gone up. So even stuff like carrots, I'm selling at 8, yeah, I'm getting 8.3 or 6 coins, even selling at 8. So it is actually a very interesting way of playing. But there's, what I love about it is there's so many different ways you can play. You can play as an oligarch focus with aristocracy. You could play a leadership focus and go down just having one leader. This is going on to my other point though, where I've got oligarchs. There is now this new one for the elites, but that is just, it's too much at the moment. 10% waste in all my regional centres is just too much. And then having the extra regional oligarchs, yeah, it'd be too much because it would siphon even more. No, sorry, it wouldn't siphon off more wealth. It just splits it more, so my loyalty would shoot down. Because if I'm taking 25%, but sharing it among 5 extra oligarchs, they all get a smaller share, so my loyalty goes down. And then because I get 10% more waste, I'd have to bribe my officials more to offset that. So yeah, I just wouldn't have enough wealth in my territory. So that one isn't very good at the moment. But with tax collectors, which are just too expensive at the moment, where are they? Government. So tax collectors would offset that 10% waste loss, but tax collectors require loads of shovels, just out of that many shovels. So it's something to think about. But that is my situation. We've now got the aristocracy, so the oligarchs are, you know, extremely rich. And so now, MUV doesn't bother me anymore, because I don't bribe the officials, I don't bribe the oligarchs, I don't spend any money. So the only thing that MUV affects is just the average porco's wealth, but that doesn't really matter too much, because the oligarchs are pushing up the prices so much. So if, let's say, the miners go down, or artisans, sorry, go down from 4.1 wealth to 4 wealth, just because of the slight 1 unit value change, it doesn't really change the price too much. And it also then allows me to make stuff like bronze that, you know, gets me more shovels. That means I can develop my country even better, or my nation even better. So it is beneficial in the long run anyway. I think that explains and sums up a lot of the situation. One thing I am saving up for, this is the big new tech that I'm trying to get, is mining tools. This one is huge. You get, oh, is it mining tools? Or is it, no, it's stone cutting. Mining tools are still great, because with mining tools you get the upgraded mining camp, which means my countrysides that mining the copper will get even more. And then obviously the level 3 clay exploitation, but clay exploitation not too fast. We've got sewers. I don't even know what sewers does. I think it's just enables you to get further into the tech tree. But that's just 20 shovels, so I'll have to wait. Stone cutting, this was it. Stone cutting, it lets you get the level 2 quarry, level 2 stone. So stone cutter means you can start making stone blocks, which you actually start to need for later game buildings. It gets builders, and it lets you build stone block walls, and then obviously elephant pens. So elephant pens mean you can actually capture elephants and then hold them in your city instead of just having to lose them. So that is a big one, and Rocktown is a massive exporter of stone. So stone cutting is one I massively want, because I can produce loads of stone in Rocktown, and then cut the stone, and then sell stone blocks on the market. So I can become a big seller of stone blocks. Another big thing I'm a seller of now, thanks to the Bronze Age, is planks. 134 planks, I'm making 18 per tick. The reason I was making so many is because now, yeah, there's a massive increase in the market. But look, I was a massive seller. I made, well, you can do the maths here, about almost 2,000 coins by just selling loads at 10. I was quick to react. That's what it's all about, being quick to react. I saw there was a big spike in demand of planks. I checked the wood. I saw that actually there's a lot of wood now on the market. It was profitable for me to buy the wood even at these higher prices. Even though I've been buying it at just 1.1. Buy it at the higher prices and then turn that into planks. Sell the planks for really high prices. And that's what I've done. So now that I've, met the demand and now there's loads more sellers, I can cut down my plank production. But while the opportunity was there, I sold loads of planks and I made a nice bit of money on that. Probably about 1,500 coins profit or 1,000 coins profit, or however much it is with all the wood costs included. But really good stuff. So I'm going to actually shut down one of these plank or sawmill, one of these sawmills, because if we keep making too many planks, we will just become overburdened. So I'll shut one of them off. You can see here, look at all this stock we've got. We actually do need more ground storage. Let's just get a big chunk for now. So I'll shut down one of these sawmills. Just one, because we will need planks for a few other things. Oh wow, we actually got so many workers here in Rocktown. We're actually over our jobs. Oh wow, we've got everybody here. So let us find some new jobs for these people. Stone is in big demand, or at least it was. You can see I've been selling out at pretty decent prices of stone. I think I'll get one more stone miner, because I also need stone in Castell as well. So because the stone miners literally cost like one shovel, that's right, one hammer here, I can easily get another one. We'll get stone miner here. Let me just double check. It is. No, that one here is not very good. Because it can actually go up to 3.6 stone. So here we go, 3.6. So I'll set them there. You can see here I've also been expanding. Even though I said I want to keep my farmers low, looking at my loyalty, turn down to 55. Because remember, this place is only going to be a village for a very long time. So as a village, I simply can't grow it that much anyway because of the admin penalty. So I know it's going to be nowhere near as big as Castell. So loyalty should be fine, because conflict just won't be able to get that high. So I'm happy to get more farmers in the territory, because their loyalty debuff from the agricultural levies isn't going to send me into the red. And even if it was, I say I got terribly loyalty overstricken, or whatever the word is, I would just get one brute hut anyway. It's just meat and leather, both things I export massively. So, but looking at Rocktown, massive increase in the amount of houses I've got. I've always been trying to, well, I was selling beer at the taverns, but we just can't get beer, and there's just such a shortage of beer. Other goods though, we're getting in leather clothes I oversell, just because I'm exporting. Well, actually, no, I'm not exporting, I'm trying to buy them in, but I now produce a tiny bit of leather clothes here that actually fits the amount I need. I am bringing in pottery. I've got look at the amount of chickpeas I've got. Wow. So let's max that out. Let's max that one out. Meat, yeah, is at 10. So yeah, I'm fulfilling a lot of demand. There's some things I'm not selling. So for example, carrots I'm not selling at the moment. Turnips. So I could, now I've got the merchants, I probably will actually do that. So let's do that now. So let's go. Let's see, make sure they've got some demand, some supply. Brilliant. So let's buy recurring order. When stock's lower than 60, we'll buy at 3.5. And 3.5 is always the price I like to go, because again, well, actually going back to the wholesale price, I was thinking I was selling at the max price. So here I actually sell them to the wholesale price. So you can see that obviously this hasn't changed. Let's sell turnips, and let's only sell like 3 of them. Minus will go down, but let's actually a little bit more. Let's sell like 6 of them. But yeah, now I make less profits than I thought. Because I've been always looking at the price when I'm buying in these goods and selling them. So selling it to the wholesale price is actually quite a big hit to my prices, but it's still making a profit. I feel like in all these things. So turnips, the game hasn't updated yet, but yeah, we'll sell the turnips. So for things, I'm making textiles. So I've got with the weaving, I've got the upgraded weavers. You may ask, why the hell are you selling textiles? But there has actually been cotton being sold at 1 coin. So it means I make no loss on buying in the cotton. What that means is I can then sell. Actually, look at that. Some guy's come in and he's selling textiles cheaper than. Oh, he's selling it cheaper than what I've been. That I can assure you. When I started making this, the only seller of textiles, for weeks has been Wolf at 10 coins, which is obviously just ridiculous. So now there's been a guy come in and sell at 2.5, which is actually very sad, because 2.5 is basically the exact same price it costs me to make my own, and that's with 2 workers wasted on it. So actually I've been now not losing money, but because I'm still making a 0.2 coins profit, but actually it's pretty pointless that I have these weavers. So let's turn them off, or at least put them on low. However, padded armor, that's why I wanted to get them in, because I wanted to make my own padded armor, which I could then, well, actually again, now there's more sales of padded armor as well, so it might not be too profitable, but having padded armor stocked up just means that if I ever need to sell it, I can, or if I need to make an army, which is even more worrying, but let's say I do, I can. So getting the padded armor in is worth it, and they're pretty good wealth. They produce 5.4 wealth each worker, which is really good. The leather cost isn't crazy because there is a little bit of leather on the market, and I'm also expanding my leather industry. Will be, because I've got some cattle farmers here. So let's just get a small little farm here. So there we go. That's that 100%. These all others are at 100%. So with some buffalo coming in, I can then get another butcher, which is what I'm going to do. Actually, no, I'm not going to do, because I want to get one more buffalo farm in one of my countrysides, and so I want to have a nice stock of buffalo. But getting those buffalo in means I can then set up butchering here and get more leather clothes being made from here as well. Because I've obviously hit my not countryside limit, but I can't really get any more countrysides in Castell. So I can't get any more buffalo without putting them in my capital. But in Rocktown, I've got loads of countryside space left. So why not get more buffalo? And then, you know, I've got loads of points in meat, loads of points in buffalo, loads of points in leather clothes. So get my industry, and with all the demand of leather clothes, and there'll be more as people, you know, grow their second cities. So yeah, I want to get selling more meat and more leather clothes from Rocktown. Looking at other things in Rocktown, we're producing loads of hoes here, which is really important because I need to grow my countrysides. We're getting lots of flint in. Doctors. Yeah, we are oversupplying doctors. Just that the price is too high for loads of people. Houses with fine on. I think that's something we can do here. We've got 100% communities. That's all good. Yeah, I think let's look at turnips. So turnips, yeah, 8.4. So we will make a good profit on them. And then what about carrots? Am I buying in carrots here? No, I'm not. So let's buy in carrots. When stocks are less than 60, sell for 3.5. Problem is though, I don't actually have any carrots, so I can't actually. Oh no, I can. You can. You don't actually need to have it in your inventory. You can just say carrots. So critical. And let's do the same as the turnips. Let's sell like 5 carrots. You can see that was low supply on the market. So we'll sell 5 carrots. And then again here, look how much oversupply we have of lettuce. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So to make sure that when I do sell the lettuce, because I am still selling it, look at this. This is all within 24 hours, all these sales. So it's still a lot of money being made, but we are getting a lot more. Because we triggered this at 120, and here we're on 230. So I think oversupplying the lettuce just drives down the price. So it means that when I do sell it, I make a nice profit on it, or at least a better profit. Yeah, so that is the situation of Rocktown, which, yeah, it's going good. I just need to get more jobs. And I don't know what to do, because I can't have any more sawmills, that's too much. I could get some more weapon makers, but then the only thing I'm going to make here is padded armor. And we can see padded armor we buy in at 7. So, yeah, we could sell at 10 coins. but then there's already Mence selling at 10 coins. There doesn't need to be much demand for padded armor anyway, so can't really get that. What bricks we're making in Castel, and I again don't really have many jobs in Castel that I need, so I feel like not really much I can do for the moment. We can't like expand our tower industry because we've already got those and no beer. So I'm not sure for the moment, but obviously having unemployed people is just not it. So I need to think of something. And look, another 45 jobless. That is huge. I don't think I've honestly ever had growth that immense. 45 jobless coming in. It's just because we've got such amazing life quality and population health, as well as yeah, from all our food and from the houses. So we're growing so quickly. I think all I can really do is just develop my countrysides. Got Waza, Yopodom, which I don't actually think are fully developed, to be honest with you. I didn't have enough hoes, so I can now go back and develop these. I want to get another countryside set up. Literally anywhere here doesn't matter, they're all the same fertility. I just need that one more countryside, just producing a mixture of, well actually with how well lettuce and chickpeas are selling, I could honestly go for like 3 buffalo. 3 buffalo, and then absolutely milk the market, because now that I've said to you guys about how like you can oversupply your markets to really bring down the price, if I got 3 buffalo going, I think it's like about 1.6, 1.7 buffalo per cattle farm, so that would be about what, 5.2, 5.3, 5.2 I think, buffalo per tick. With that much buffalo, I could probably produce about like 40, 50 leather and huge amounts of meat, like 70 meat. So I could just oversaturate the market. I could, and then again, you may say like, yeah, and what's the point? But again, it's about the wealth you bring in, because if each of these are bringing in 40 wealth, even if, let's say, I then set up all those buffalo and I produce, let's say, 100 leather clothes here, and I have to supply my market with 40 supply to bring the price down from, let's say, 5 coins to, I don't know, 2 coins. So I buy them in at 1.5 coins. Rather than buy them at 1.5 coins, I can supply the whole server myself at that many coins. And again, you might again say, what a waste, because you're setting up all that industry to do nothing. But the amount of wealth that I bring in, because for each cattle farm, I don't get much wealth actually with the cattle farms, I get 14, but that is still just under 5 wealth. So with an extra sieve point, it would be about 5 or 6 wealth per cattle farm worker. So again, not terrible. I'd get that in. But with the meat workers, I can't show you here because I'd have to wait like 5 minutes to go back to Castel, but it's about 30 wealth per meat worker. Sorry, per meat station. So it's about 15 wealth per meat worker, and then 20 wealth per leather worker. So if I had, let's say, 15 tanneries and 15 meat workers, the wealth here would, again, it would be even more because of all the population growth, but I'd probably generate about 800, 900 wealth. So that then would mean my oligarchs are richer, that means all my prices go up. So it's not just being short-minded, or short-sighted, sorry, and thinking about, oh, well, I'm, creating 80 leather clothes, but only actually having to oversupply the market by, or the merchants by, let's say, 30 to even be able to, like, undercut everybody. So then about thinking about wealth it generates, that's the amount of score, so that score then means that, I'm higher up on the list. That wealth then obviously means that my prices go up on imports, so all my other stuff, the price will go up because the oligarchs are richer and the people are richer. So, do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. You can see here the amount of lettuce I'm bringing in, lettuce and chickpeas, and how much I've got in stock. Clearly isn't enough demand on the market for it. So if I get my last countryside, because again I'm going to get even more when I upgrade these to the full. If I get my last countryside in, and I get 3 pastures for cattle, and then 1 chickpeas and lettuce maker, I can then still supply a little bit more chickpeas and lettuce, but I'll absolutely boom with the leather. So that's actually maybe what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that on the video right now because it'll take me like 50 minutes to wait for a bloody settler to be able to settle here, but that's what I'll do. I've got 13 buffalo here, I've used up all the buffalo here, but I have got 6 buffalo here, so let's set that at 6 just so it stays. So I can get some cattle farms up and running. But yeah, so guys, that's been a long one. Hopefully you're still watching, and hopefully you found that enjoyable and interesting. And if you're newer to Ymir, maybe you found something really useful from what I've said, and you can apply that to your own save. But most importantly, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please leave a like. If you're enjoying the series as a whole, as I usually say, then please consider subscribing to the channel, and then make sure you join the Discord. So guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ta-ra.